Hey Pumas, Miss Rhodey here, Monday, May 11th, and I'm going to do a video lesson on Endnotes. Raise your hand if you have ever heard of Endnotes before. Okay, what the heck are Endnotes? They are things that people will put at the end of a book or the end of an article. They're little notes, little comments, explaining why you did what you did. So why did you choose a particular genre? And how does it connect to or show your overall topic or theme? I'm going to teach you how to do endnotes right now. Okay. So first, I actually want to click on a teacher example and just look at the endnotes like in context. Like how do they look in context? So we're going to click on Mr. Zaya's, and here's his project. And I just want to like scroll through this. Later this week, we'll add our table of contents. Later this week, we will add our Dear Reader letter. I'm still working on adding these things as well. Then he's got all of his pieces, and we'll go all the way to the end where we will find his endnotes. Here they are, endnotes. He puts the title of the piece that he's commenting on, the primary goal of his piece, and then what he was going for. What was he trying to show? What was he trying to do? Here's another endnote, this time on poetry. Why did he select the poetry that he selected? And why is it helpful to the reader? What does it show? How does it connect to his overall theme? So at the very end, before he has his works cited, he's just got 2 pages of endnotes. Take a second. What do you notice about these pieces? Are they long or short? I noticed that they're relatively short, couple sentences per each paragraph. I noticed that he's trying to tell us why he wrote what he wrote. Why he wrote what he wrote. Okay, so going back to my PowerPoint, let's talk about what endnotes are. In your endnote, this is what you'll include, writing incomplete sentences. You'll include the title of the specific piece and its genre. So if you wrote a poem, include the title of that poem. If you wrote an editorial, you'll include the title of that editorial. So the title of your specific piece that you're commenting on. So for mine, I'm going to write an end note on my free verse poem, and I'm going to start it like this. In my free verse poem, changes. So the title of my poem is Changes, and the genre is free verse poem. Then I'm going to explain why I chose that genre. So why did I want to talk about changes in the form of a poem instead of in a research essay? Why did I write in a poem instead of a diary entry? Why did I write this in a poem instead of writing it as an interview? That's what I'll kind of try to answer next. Then I'm going to explain how it connects to or shows the topic or theme of my project overall. So the topic or theme of my project, which we can see in the title of it, is, here's my project. Let me pull it in here. Hope and grief in a time of all things changing. So I want to show, how does this poem show both hope and grief? How does it show that all things are changing, both personally in my life and then like publicly and societally and globally for the entire world? How does my poem connect to my overall theme, my overall topic? That's what I'll do next. And then lastly, what was my process for creating the piece? Did I do any research or reading online in order to write this? How did I use that reading as I created that original piece? Let's look at a couple other people's examples. as you'll notice, I have not actually created my endnotes yet, so I'm going to do that after I look at some mentor texts. Okay, here's example number 1 from Miss Sitzer. Her topic is community in isolation, and here's her endnote. Alone Together is the title of this specific piece. It comes from her creative genre piece, and let's read it. My goal for this piece was to communicate my own process with adjusting to new connections with my communities. I felt so isolated at first, but have slowly come to understand and appreciate not only the temporary state of this, but also the gifts that come from getting to spend this time by myself. So that connects to her overall topic, community in isolation, like finding community by herself even. I sought to use repetition and a common last line to symbolize the waves of this new learning process. It's taken time and multiple attempts to enter the space I am in now. I hope the repetition helps communicate that. So why this genre? How did she communicate this theme? Is through repetition and a common last line. Let's look at Mr. Zayas. The title, What Makes Teachers Walk Away? What might make them return? The primary goal with this piece was, as I mentioned in the introduction, to really ground my own personal wrestling with burning out with the larger issue of teacher burnout on a national scale. So it was really helpful reading about the teacher strikes in Chicago and strangely right close to home here in St. Paul to get an idea about the political elements of this personal issue for me. In addition, I wanted to give the sense that this analysis, that's the genre, it's research analysis, of looking at the same question through multiple lenses. So you will notice that I move from the political, the strikes, to the emotional, therapy for teachers, to the ethical, burnout versus demoralization, and finally to the spiritual, Parker Palmer's insights from A Courage to Teach. I think that all of these lenses apply both to teachers in the wider world and to me individually in the poems, dialogues, and other genre pieces in this essay. So he's answering, why did he write this analysis piece? It was to connect his own personal challenges to the challenges of teachers around the world. That's why he wrote this. That's why he analyzed teacher burnout. Okay, here's Miss Martinez. In this piece, I wanted to use poetry and imagery to describe what brought the Losers Club together. Georgie's paper boat with Pennywise lurking on the side are both powerful and spooky images, and the poem describes the scene and uses the language that started off the plot in the book. The poem is free verse, so it doesn't rhyme, but I aimed to use words and phrases that related back to boats to honor Georgie. So why did she use this genre? What genre is she using? She's using poetry in order to show powerful and spooky images. And how does it connect to her topic overall, her topic of friendship and courage? Okay, here's Miss Miller's. I'm not going to read this one, but you can if you want. Right now, it is my turn to write my own end notes, which I haven't done yet. So I'm going to pull up my multi-genre project now and start writing end notes. Okay, so I'm going to write one end note on a creative piece and one end note on an informative piece. So today I'll model how to do the creative piece, and I'm choosing my free verse poem called Change. Before I write, I'm going to reread my writing with an eye towards why I chose that genre and then how it connects to my overall theme. Change, a free verse poem. Unexpected changes. Every single thing is different. And the change feels broad as a gust of wind, sweeping every normal thing away and leaving scattered bits that I'm attempting to rearrange and organize into a life. And the change feels deep, digging and chipping away at all parts of myself, my routine, my identity, my hopes and goals, my relationships, my sense of safety. It rattles my understanding of human adaptability. Can I construct a new life? The morning. No rush to get kids out the door. No worrying if I'll be late to work. No moment to myself after Mira's at daycare and Lydia's at preschool. To breathe. To put on work clothes. To think or pause. Or finish a PowerPoint. Or drink a sip of coffee. Or pack my bike bag for the ride to work. To feel like I'm only responsible for myself for 2 minutes. No wind refreshing my face as I pedal through green lights, past parks, cars, people waiting at bus stops. No greeting the friendliest faces as I enter the school building. The daytime. Another invention, a new painting, another toy. Will this be fun? Am I enough for my children? The loss of peer play. The beauty of family togetherness. Another snack? My God, the hunger. Deep gratitude. Another wave of grief for all life used to be. Is it quiet time yet? Will they nap? No 5th period, no 6th period, no 8th period. How deeply I wish to connect with my students during these daytime hours. How difficult it is to carve out that time. And then there's this truth. None of this is even the main point. The main point taps into an even deeper anxiety. The main point is that our world is different. Every single thing. Governments, climate change, cleared up skies and breathable air, factories silenced, travel, the economy, jobs, food, medical care, community, school. And the mainest point, I think, is the loss of human life and the inability to sanctify this by being together. Okay, so that's my piece, and I'm trying to connect this to hope and grief in a time of all things changing. Let's go to the very end, and I'm going to add a box. I like the look of boxes, so I'm going to add a table, just one box, and I'll write my end note in here, okay? So I pulled up what I'm supposed to have in my end notes, and I'm going to start writing. End note, changes, a free verse poem. In my free verse poem called Changes, okay, why I chose that genre. I wanted to map out in great detail the way in which every moment of my life feels different than every moment of my life before COVID. I'm going to say every moment of my life now feels different than every moment of my life before COVID. I chose poetry to do this because I wanted short lines so that readers could feel the weight of each change, one line at a time. I often left space between each set of lines to let the little changes, which feel so big, sink in for the reader. So I'm explaining why did I choose poetry? Why did I choose different lines like I did? Now, how does it connect to my theme or topic overall? I'm going to start a new paragraph for that. So as I explore hope and grief and change in my project, this poem allows me to show the grief